生命、科学が及ばぬ無限のエネルギー、今その力を恐るべき武器へと変えて何かが襲ってくる。
Today we're going to be doing another unboxing, and here we have the figure from the manufacturer's Good Smell Company, part of its Max Factory line, a 1/6 scale posable figure of the character Fukamachi Sho as Guyver I from the series Bio Booster Armor Guyver. So just in case you don't know, Kyoshoku Gaiba, or Bio Booster Armor Guyver, is a manga series originally released in 1985, serialized in Shonen Ace by the mangaka Takaya Yoshiki. So the series also had an OVA adaptation, or like an anime adaptation, by the name The Guyver Bio Booster Armor, released in 1989 by Visual 80. And there was a more recent anime adaptation by the name Guyver The Bio Boosted Armor, released in 2005 by Studios OLM. So as you can see here in the background, is actually the box rotating in 360, and this figure here is a 1/6 scale figure, so it's almost about an approximate 12 inches tall. The sculpting, paintwork, and articulation has all been approved by the creator of the mangaka Yoshiki Takaya. So I'm really excited to see how this figure actually looks. So without holding you guys back, let's just take out Fukamachi Sho, or should I say Guyver I, out of the packaging and see how he looks. Alright, so before we actually continue on to see the figure inside, this does come with an instructions guide here that gives you information on how to remove, how to like take out, and all the information, or like whatever comes inside the packaging. So on the front side here, on the slip here, it's all in Japanese, so it's like a step-by-step of how each part goes, and each connection, every joint that moves. And then on the back side of this is actually an English sheet. So you do get English and Japanese when you do get this. So if you don't understand Japanese, you have an English side here. So it's the same information that you do have on the opposite end. So I guess that's useful if you can't read Japanese, and yeah. So as you can see here, this has like soft, foamy type packaging, and I gotta say this looks really cool. And I'm kind of like getting goosebumps of how this actually looks. It looks really cool, and you can see there's a lot of different swappable parts, but don't worry, we will be getting into each part further in the unboxing. So this is actually a 2-layer piece. So on the bottom here you have the actual base and stand on a separate soft foam. So let's just remove everything and see how it looks up close. So before we continue on with the actual figure, we have is the base, which I do like how they gave it a Guyver unit design to it. And on the bottom here we see information and stuff, just like every other figure that we get. But don't worry, if you grab this, you won't get like wrapped up and transform into a Guyver. It's just the design of the base. There is a hole on top for where this claw here goes. So as you can see with this claw here, nothing really too special. It's actually really stiff though, but don't worry, you just gotta unscrew it a little bit and it'll be easier to like move around. So this here actually pops open where you can actually adjust it. You do have to face the top area here upwards, because those actually are almost like buttons where you do like unscrew a bit, and then to loosen it, and then from there you can actually click it and adjust the claw to open up and close. So but don't worry, this is actually real stiff, so once you click it and you place it in a certain position, it will not move. So you can be rest assured that this actually will hold the Guyver up still, and it won't open up like a couple other claws that I've had. Alright, as you can see here, starting from Guyver 1's foot. So this is actually a posable figure, so there is going to be a lot of movable joints. So as you can see here, his toes move and his whole foot moves. So this figure has also been approved, just like I said in the beginning, by the mangaka. So this is you could say this is manga accurate to his design. And I gotta say, this looks really awesome and cool. And you can see from his foot area also bends. So you can say it's almost like the Figma that Good Smile Company released of Guyver, but this is more of a 1/6 scale. And I'm gonna try to like not move it as much, because as someone I own a couple of 1/6 scale figures, and they do tend to get a little bit, like, how do I say, loose when you move them around too much. So as you can see here, we have his arm, and I gotta say, I love the way this looks. This looks really amazing. And you can see the silver on his belt. I guess a little bit is actually polished to a shine, so you can kind of see my reflection here, or the reflection of the camera. And you can actually pose his arm up and down, because like I said, he does have a lot of posable joints. And you can move his hands, and he does have actual interchangeable parts, but we will get into that later on. But I'm just showing you the figure, or a close-up shot of the figure. And you can see from the bottom, you can see all the parts that do bend. And you can actually move his upper torso back and forth. Yeah, it looks really amazing. Like, here's the back side of of Guyver 1. But they did a really amazing job on this. And his head does move back and forth, which is a bit, you know, disappointing, because you can't actually move his head side to side. It wasn't in the instructions book or instruction sheet that we got, so he only can move up and down. But like I said, the silver on him is actually like really shiny, and it's really clean, so you can actually see a reflection off of it. And yeah, we do have his top here, little you know, spike he has on the top of his head, or antenna. But I gotta say, this looks really amazing. I may be a little bit biased, but this thing looks so cool. And there is actually a special feature that this figure does come with, which I will show you later on. It does have LED light ups that you could actually like have him like glow, his eyes shine, and his like chest beams light up. So yeah, but other than that, it's a really great, amazing paint job they did on this, and I think I got my money's worth off of this, because this looks really amazing. So like I said before, this does have an LED feature to it. So on the back side here, you do actually have to remove it, unscrew it, and actually place I think it's a LR41 battery. But I wasn't able to actually get that battery. But I did get this battery here, a 392, which is actually another safe alternative to this battery here. So you could also use that 392 and place it on the back, and it should also function as well. So just make sure you connect the back side here properly. If you don't, it tends to stick out a little bit, so you know, it's going to be a hassle to take off and place back in. So the top of his head also has another set of batteries where you could place on the top here. Same thing as the body area there. You do have to use an LR41 battery, but like I said, I didn't find it, but I did get a 392, which also functions as good as that, which is a safe alternative. And like I said, with the chest area there, you do have to like place this firmly and good, or else it's gonna be, you know, popping up a bit. So yes, as you can see here, there is a little switch, and then you can actually make his eyes light up, which I know my camera doesn't capture it as good, but it looks really awesome. You could do the same with the chest, which I forgot to turn on earlier. But yeah, so I did turn off the lights, and you can see from here, this looks really awesome. Like, I know my camera tends to make it look a little bit blurry, but if you had this on hand, you can tell how awesome this thing looks. And man, you know, I'm kind of lost for words, but this looks really cool. So So like I said before, there's actually a lot of swap out hands you do get, so I will be showing you guys each of these hands and with quickly showing you guys it. So we do get a closed fist, as you can see here in the beginning. We have an option here for both left and right open palm, an open palm hand for both left and right. We do get a little bit of a closed open hand for the both left and right, as you can see here. We also get another set of closed but kind of open where you can actually hold on to something type of hand. So yeah, it does come with those for the left and right. So we do have here another set of hands, which is like almost like a grip hand but not too closed, for the both left and right, where he holds up his chest beam. And you do get a set of one pointing finger hand, which I don't know why they didn't give you for both hands. They only gave you one for the right hand. So I mean, I guess you can have him point with one hand, but it would have been cooler. It would have been cool and neat if they gave you for both hands, but you only do get one, just like his finger just shows you he's pointing only one. So as you can see here, his left and right chest area does open up, and here's a close-up shot of that because I forgot to show you guys that before. Looks really great, and you can actually remove this because it does come with an alternative, like, how do you say, chest piece, I guess, to replace it. So instead of having it open, it's like one that's already posed open. So you do actually remove this from the back first, take a little clip that's in the middle, and then you just pull it right out. Just make sure to be cautious when taking it out because it is actually stiff the first time I did it, so you want to avoid damaging it. So just be careful when you're removing that piece. So here we have is actually the piece that I was talking about. It's more of a scope rather than an opening like that we had here earlier. So you do get one for the left and right chest, and it's like I said, you can have him pose where he's shooting his beam out of his chest, or his laser. But yeah, this is more of like a firm still sculpt of it rather than an open and close, you know, that we have here already on the figure. So I will show you how this looks only on one piece here on the left chest here. So just like how you removed it before, you do connect it, but just do it the opposite way. So as you can see here, he can put one of his firm open hands to hold on to that piece, like he's firing his his beam. But yeah, but you do actually get a little piece that from here, from the original like chest piece. There's a little area where you can actually unplug. When you unplug it, you do get a little piece here that you can actually connect to that area. As you can see here, you do get one for the both left and right chest piece areas. So I don't really know much of what this piece actually does, but from what when I put it onto it, I think it actually makes it more easier for the hands to lay on top of that side area to be able to hold onto the smaller chest piece if you don't want to be replacing that whole entire piece, and just have just like the little chest opening. So as you can see here, that's how it would look. Just in case you didn't know the difference between like the regular open chest piece and the one that's just sculpted on already open. So this is how the piece looks from both left and right, and you can actually have him pose like he's shooting the beam. So this actually comes with two visors, which I didn't actually know what was the difference between these two because they're both exactly the same. As you can see here, it has A and B labeled on it, but actually with closer inspecting here, I don't know if I can capture it on my camera, one visor actually has dots on them, while the other visor is just a plain, you know, reddish pinkish type color to it. So I guess that's the difference between one and, or should I say A and B, that one has dots and the other one is just a plain, you know, visor. And how can I forget the most important piece of the Guyver figure? Here we have his arm blade, his vibrating blade that slices through enemies. And you do get a sculpt of two sets here where you can actually replace, so you can't put both of his hands to have the large blade on them. So this one's pretty simple. All you gotta do is just pull it a bit and it should pop right out, and from there you can just connect it onto it. Kind of more simple than the chest piece where it kind of took me a minute to take off, but this one's just easy. I could just pop it in and place it right back in. So these are not actually labeled, so I don't think there's really much of an issue if you put one on the other, or if you forget, or you place it down and you're like, oh my god, I don't know which one it is. They're both the same, so you shouldn't worry too much about it. So before we finish off, I forgot to tell you his shoulder covering right here actually goes up and down. Messing it up, you can pull this upwards and position it. Alright guys, so that was Good Smile Company's Max Factory 1/6 scale posable figure of the character Fukamachi Sho as Guyver I. And I gotta say, this figure is so amazing. I really love the way it came on, and I do love the way you can pose this differently with the LED function, and wow. Like, sorry, I'm a little bit, and this here is so, like, it looks really great. The only con that I kind of do got is the head. I wish you could be able to like pose it by turning his head left to right, but you cannot do that. I did try, but I'm not gonna force it to turn because I'm not trying to break the figure. Which is another thing I wanted. I wish this had is like an alternative face where he has like an open mask where you can kind of see Fukamachi Sho's face on Guyver. That would have been also a cool swap out. But either way, regardless, this is actually really great. But other than that, it's such an amazing piece. If you are a fan of Guyver, I hope you were able to get your hands on it, because I know this thing sold out. So I did actually see that Max Factory is coming out with a Guyver III 1/6 scale, and that I did see a prototype for Guyver III, a 1/6 scale figure from Max Factory. I'll put a picture up here, and that's going to be a great piece to have paired right next to Guyver I. So anyways guys, I'm gonna try to end it off here because I don't want to keep you guys for too long, but this is an amazing piece, and if you are a fan of Guyver, I hope you were able to get your hands on this. But anyways guys, I'm gonna leave you guys off with poses and different angles, I guess, of the figure and other types of poses I can think of for the rest of the video. So hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Man, I can't wait for Guyver 3.